What's going on, friends? Harley-Davidson is mounting a massive comeback, and they're implementing some policies that's probably going to upset a lot of workers. But the thing is that they may upset a lot of workers, but this is for the best. And not only that, this really gave us some insight as to why things were so bad at Harley-Davidson. We knew a lot of things, but this was something behind the scenes that wasn't very public, and it only came out with this massive change that the CEO is implementing. As many of you know, motorcycles are a hands-on business. You have to be present no matter what capacity you work in. There are very few capacities when it comes to motorcycles that you can work in and still be able to not be there 100% of the time. Now, Artie Starrs is doing a fantastic job at Harley-Davidson, and the good news is that yes, this affects workers negatively, maybe depending on how you thought you were going to do your job. But the good news is nobody is getting laid off. Artie Starrs is making all workers that have previously been working remote to come back to the corporate office and resume their jobs in person in office. Now, while this may not sound like a big thing, this is part of what kind of drove the company into the ground. And later on in the video, I'm going to reveal something that's probably shocking but not shocking, but I was truly appalled because you can't run a company on some beach somewhere. Guys, if you enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. Harley-Davidson is on the verge of a huge comeback just before the 2026 model release. Now, don't expect anything super groundbreaking this early, but we are seeing some good signs. Artie Starrs, as I have mentioned in a previous video, is absolutely committed to the Milwaukee campus. Now, what's happening is that he is recalling all these remote work employees within a 50-mile radius to come back in person in office. Now, by March, he's requiring 3 days a week. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, but when you got people scattered all over working on Zoom calls and this and that, I'm sure that works in a lot of different industries, but that's really not conducive to running a motorcycle company. Now, by September, he wants all of these employees to be in office at least 4 days a week. Now, and honestly, this really speaks to his character, the fact that he's not saying, you're coming back 5 days a week in a 50-mile radius. He's giving them some time to transition into that and come back to working in the office. Now, how this all started was Jochen Zeitz during the 2020 era. We're not even going to go into what happened then. He established a complete remote policy. If you didn't have to be there in person to do your job, you didn't have to be there at all. So that's kind of how this started, and it never got kind of rolled back into the way business actually works when it comes to building Harley-Davidson motorcycles. Now, probably the most shocking part about all this for me is that Jochen Zeitz was never even in the office. That may come as no surprise to you when you look at the state of Harley-Davidson's been in about the past 5 or 6 years. Now, Jochen Zeitz was trying to run Harley-Davidson Motor Company from his ranch in Santa Fe, New Mexico, or his ranch out in, I think it was Kenya. Now, I don't know about you, but as the CEO, it's kind of hard to oversee a company like Harley-Davidson from your ranch in New Mexico or a place in Kenya where your charity operates out of. You need to be in office, and that is what Artie Starrs is doing. He is committed to the Milwaukee headquarters. Now, what this has led to was repurposing of the lot of the Milwaukee headquarters. As you may have seen the pictures of Davidson Park, and they were kind of leasing out a lot of space around there when it came to different businesses that can move in. They're going to be opening a brewery there this year. But Artie Starrs is reopening Harley-Davidson, the entire corporate headquarters. He wants all these corporate workers back in their offices, doing their jobs, and focused on making Harley-Davidson great again. Now, with that kind of collaboration and having everybody in the office, we are getting back to what Harley-Davidson was, and we're going to really see how they're going to do it when they're all there and they can all work together, and you don't have people all over the place communicating through online forums, Zoom meetings, stuff like that. it works a lot better when you're in person in the office, especially when it comes to running a motorcycle company. I mean, obviously you saw what happens with Jochen Zeitz having a minimal presence over the company. He was kind of out doing whatever, whenever, and honestly, for the whole Harley-Davidson was just on autopilot, and autopilot wasn't working that well, as you could probably tell. Things went to hell in a handbasket pretty damn quick. Now, while this move may be pretty unpopular with a lot of the employees that were able to work remotely, hey, at least they got a job. Think about some of the manufacturing personnel and stuff that have lost their jobs, been laid off, had to go out and find other jobs under Jochen Zeitz's regime. Now, with Artie Starrs there, nobody's losing their jobs. He's just requiring them to come back and work in the office. And that's a problem. They can hit the road. And that's pretty much how Artie Starrs has put it to them, in a very polite manner, because that's just kind of the guy he is. Be grateful to have a job, be grateful to be here, and if you don't want to be here, we don't need you here, because we're trying to make this company great again and get back to building the motorcycles that everybody loves. Not just this, whatever it's been, about the past 5 or 6 years that's been, honestly, a little bit more than lacklusterly received. Now, Harley-Davidson has not officially said how many employees this will affect, but Harley-Davidson has 5,900 employees based in the United States, with 2,000 of those employees being in manufacturing and things related to actually building the motorcycles, doing the hands-on work, the blue-collar work versus the white-collar work. So, I don't know, guys. Let me know your opinions. Do you think this is a good move? Do you think Artie Starrs is doing the right thing by recalling all of these employees and actually being nice about it and allowing them to start out at 3 days, then requiring 4 days, giving them a 4th day or a 5th day to actually work remotely? I think that's a pretty sweet deal for them. It's a lot better than working on the line and getting laid off. But anyhow, guys, let me know your opinions down in the comments. But anyhow, guys, I hope you had a happy new year. And if you did, please don't forget to hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. But till next week, guys, you stay safe on the streets, ride smart, dodge those cars. I'll catch you guys back here next week with a brand new video. Thanks for watching.